Then I'll end with this. I love these stories. You can tell these stories are not made up because, man, they'll have things will be going along fine, and then they'll have a pothole over here. If you read this story today, or if you don't remember it, Abner had a feud with Joab, who was the general of David's armies. Abner met with David, and they had a feast, and Joab was off doing something. He didn't even know about it. Abner leaves. They have made a peace. They're going to, have a big celebration, and David's going to be crowned king. Abner goes away. Joab comes back, and here's what has happened. And Joab doesn't go talk to David. Joab, he's another character I need to preach on sometime. I tell you what, he's got some problems too. But Joab, he was with David as long as David was with Joab. But when David went other places, and a lot of people like that too, don't have time to go in it. Only got 5 minutes left, I'm going to try to get through this. This is good stuff. As Joab hears about what happens, he doesn't go consult with David. He concocts a plan because he has a feud with Abner. Abner killed his little brother. He goes to meet Abner under a flag of truce and tells Abner that David sent a message by him. He gets Abner by himself and he kills Abner. Now David is furious when he hears about it, but Abner's dead. There's not a whole lot he can do. But here's what is cool. Abner came to David and made a pact with him on his last day of life. That's the way it reads. May have been a little more time, I don't know. But the Bible is very condensed. It reads like it's the last day. So what does David do? David does the eulogy for Abner. David stands up for Abner and preaches his funeral and says this was a great man and a prince of Israel. And what am I getting at, folks? This is no different than a deathbed confession. Abner had been fighting against David for years. You can spend your whole life fighting against God. But if you crown Jesus as Lord of your life, when you die, and guess what? We will all die. When you die, Jesus will stand up for you. If you stand up for Him, He will stand up for you. I love the verse, Matthew 10:32. Whosoever confesses me before men, him will I confess before my Father, which is in heaven. Jesus will do your eulogy before God. Isn't that a great thought? I love Isaiah 61. When it gives the picture of us standing spiritually naked before God. And it says He will put on to us, He will clothe us with our robe of righteousness. Think about having to stand before God with all your sins to give an account for. But you don't have to because Jesus took those. And so you stand before God clothed in Jesus' robe of righteousness. That's what God sees. Not my sin, but Jesus' righteousness when He looks at me. And then it says, I will give to you the garment of salvation. Isn't that a beautiful picture?